Hey team, welcome to May newsletter for the Mortgage You Know. This time we're going to be going over some industry updates, some lender updates, as well as some updates from Mortgage JV. First, we'll get into some industry updates. These are out from the agency guidelines, also in the resource library. Medical collections are no longer required to be paid on DU or manually underwritten loans, regardless of the amount. Lenders may use the borrower's earned real estate commission. I know this is a big one for us working with real estate agents, as an eligible source of funds when the borrower is a licensed real estate agent and will receive a sales commission from the purchase of the subject property. And then property and flood insurance updated policy to require that lenders and servicers must ensure all persons holding title to the subject property are designated as the name insurer on the property. Next, some lender updates at NewRez. There is a NewRez Club. What they're doing is they're redesigning their broker recognition program to bring you greater resources, access to their expertise, and tools that you need to promote your business. Stay tuned because I am going to have Brian Davis from NewRez on one of our Friday after wins of the week, so that he can go in this in more detail. I'll also have a link for you guys in this newsletter so that you can check out all of the great things that this NewRez Club has. Next, UWM, there's a new 1% down program. Tanner will actually be on as well this month to go over in detail that program and also the safe check and how you can use that as well now that you can run it through DU. And then at Rocket, they do have an updated website. There's a new look and a layout. I think it's pretty neat. It actually has some of the features on the right-hand side that you used to have to go into Pathfinder to find, as well as your pipeline right in your face, which is really nice to see everything right away versus doing some clicking. So check it out. We will be having we'll be having Dennis on this month as well to go over some of the new features going on at Rocket as well. And then at Orion, they have a new program called Titan Flex. It's a 40-year fix, conventional ARM loan. So I know I've heard some chatter about 40-year fix. I'm hearing about 40-year fix. They do have a 40-year program, but there are some pretty strict guidelines that go with it. I would recommend you check it out in their products and guidelines section in the website if you're interested in trying to make that payment a little lower for your clients. Next, some Mortgage JV updates. We have a new version of Calyx that's rolling out the beginning of May here, actually, end of April. And we just want to make sure you guys are aware of the changes. Jonas is sending out a video for you to watch that's actually made by Calyx that tells you about some of the small features they're making, but they are expanding the DU findings page where you can open up the PDF versus having to go back into the eLoan file document section to pull it up so you can see everything. There's also a few small changes to the EMD section in the fees worksheet, some fees worksheet updates, so check it out. Also the loan summary page in Lotusoft, this is taking place soon. Loan summary is changing to from the loan info section. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I would start using loan summary as of right now and just ignoring that loan info section. There's also key dates. We want to make sure that you use that section. It's required that we put in the origination date, the lock expiration date in there, along with the origination, lock expiration, and estimated close date. Your estimated close date is your date that your contract is supposed to close. So what's the close date? I want to make sure you have those correct dates in there because we track those specifically so that we can stay on top of things and processing can, as well as compliance purposes. There's a loan summary page video that was made for you guys. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. There's a lot of sections that you do not have to fill out. So we don't want you to have to do more work than you need to, but do the work that you need to as well. And then pricing exception policy. We just wanted to make it very clear about who can do pricing exceptions moving forward. You'll go to Tony Wright on this, and if Tony's not available, you would go to Heather Morris, Justin Davey, Aaron Smith, or Ken Locke. Ken Locke is more West Coast hours, so he can be available to those on the West Coast in evening hours. If you receive an approval for a pricing exception, please ensure that you put a note in LotusSoft that leadership approved the pricing exception and the reason it was approved. Was it you were failing, QM? Were you you had competition, a competitive interest rate that you were trying to beat? So the monthly Kahoot challenge, we want to get into that, and let's say congrats to Patrick McCafferty for his second month in a row. He beat everyone in the Kahoots challenge. Next month's Kahoots challenge will be on loan submission review. We just want to make sure that you're dotting those I's and crossing those T's, doing your LOTUS summary, you're filling out the loan summary correctly, you're putting in the key dates, you're using the borrower characteristics, and that way your file is ready for processing to take over. And then the next Kahoot monthly challenge will be due on May 26th. So you got a whole month to win a free lunch for next month. And what's in the newsletter? Just want to remind you guys what's all in here. There is a lot of information. Please check out all of the available trainings in this newsletter. We pulled this from all of our lenders, affiliates. MGIC's got some great stuff that they put out there. There's some cool sales training. So wherever you feel like you're lacking, please, educate yourself in certain areas to make yourself better at your job. And then there's links also in here that new items that we put inside the resource library for you. I like to take some of the agency updates, or this month you're going to see that I've got a whole matrix on agency as far as what kind of documentation you can use for reserves. Lots of fun stuff here. And then last but not least, please be sure to submit any recommendations that you have for future trainings, as well as any brilliant ideas that you have. If your brilliant idea is implemented, you will receive your very own brilliant idea coin. That wraps up this edition of the Mortgage You Know for May. And if you have any questions or need any support, please feel free to reach out to your support and training team in the chats in MS Teams. Thanks so much and have a great one.